Alright guys, I am back. What just happened? Because I just had an awful dream. I was hoping... Oh my god, look at the sky in the background too. I've seen the sky in the background before. But like you see like one side is like blue. And then the other side is like blackish. You see that shit? Like in the window? She's not even blinking, dude. I was hoping those would stop now, but it's just the two of us. Okay. I guess that was wishful thinking. Ginger, I don't know if you would have any idea. But if you know what might be causing that, could you try to do something about it? Whenever it happens, it always feels like I've been killed or something. The fuck? It's a really horrible feeling. If you could figure out what's causing that, I'll love you forever. You said earlier that you love me forever, and now you're saying you love me forever again? You are a wild girl. Now, where was I? Oh, what the fuck is this conversation? She rants about something, and then she just rants about something else, like, right after. This is pretty random, but I always thought spicy food was kind of funny. Okay. Like, didn't plants evolve to be spicy to prevent them from being eaten? That's something I never thought about, but maybe. I read somewhere that humans are the only species that actually enjoy spicy things. I mean, that would make sense. What's up, Files? How you doing? Welcome in. It's almost like we're making fun of the plants. I don't know about that. Using their defense mechanisms literally make our food more enjoyable. Like, imagine a monster that devours you whole because it enjoys the sensation of you struggling for your life while being digested. You think too much into this shit, girl. Sorry, that was kind of a weird analogy, I guess. Ha. It just came into my head. I'm not a monster or anything, but you're so cute I could eat you up. Okay. I'm joking. Gosh, I'm amusing myself a little too much, aren't I? Sorry for being weird. Okay. Blink! Blink! My gosh. What the hell, man? What is going on? Hi. Dude. There's something that doesn't bother. You're good. You know how this takes place in Japan? I didn't even know that, but okay. Well, I assume you knew that, right? No, I didn't. Or at least decided it probably does. Maybe? I don't know. I don't think you're actually told it at any point where this takes place. Is this even really Japan? I mean, aren't the classrooms and stuff kind of weird for a Japanese school? Not to mention everything is in English. When was the last time they brushed... What? When was the last time they brushed their teeth, Dream? It feels like everything is just there because it needs to be, and the actual setting is an afterthought. It's kind of giving me an identity crisis. All my memories are really hazy. Girl, you said some wild shit. I feel like I'm at home, but I have no idea where home is in the first place. I don't know how to describe it any better. Imagine looking out your window, but instead of your usual yard, you're in some completely unknown place. Would you still feel like you were home? Would you want to go outside? I mean, I guess if we never leave this room, it doesn't really matter anyway. As long as we're alone and safe together, this really is our home. We can still watch the pretty sunsets night after night. Girl. Jesus Christ. What is this conversation, bro? You love to stare at me, don't you? You got the crazy eyes, girl. You might look innocent, but you're not. Hey, do you like horror? I said before that I did, yes. I remember we talked about it a little bit when you first joined the club. I can enjoy horror novels, but not really horror movies. To each their own. The problem I have with horror movies is that most of them just rely on easy tactics. like dark lighting and scary looking monsters and jump scares and things like that. But that's the point of it. It's not fun or inspiring to get scared by stuff that takes advantage of human instinct. I guess? But I mean, that's the point though. But with novels, it's a little different. The story and writing needs to be descriptive enough to put genuinely disturbing thoughts into the reader's head. It really needs to itch them deeply into the story and characters and just mess with your mind. In my opinion, there's nothing more creepy than things just being slightly off. Like you? Because you set out a bunch of expectations on what the story is going to be about. And then you can start inverting things and pulling the pieces apart. So even though the story doesn't feel like it's trying to be scary, the reader feels really deeply unsettled. Like they know that something horribly wrong is hiding beneath the cracks, just waiting to surface. God, just thinking about it gives me the chills. That's the kind of horror I can really appreciate. But I guess you're the kind of person who plays cute romance games, right? Don't worry, I won't make you read any horror stories. In real life, I love horror games. My character, probably. I can't really complain if we just stick with the romance. Girl, you... Do you ever stop smiling? Like, ever? No, the game, the character. Do you ever just feel like there's no reason for you to be alive? I don't know. I don't mean like a suicidal way. I just mean have nothing that would do is special. I guess that's the point of life. You just make it special as you go along. I guess. Just being in school or working at some job for some company. It's like you're completely replaceable, and the world wouldn't miss you if you were gone. It makes me really want to go and change the world after I graduate. But the older I get, the more I realize that it's an immature frame of thinking. It's not like I can just change the world. Like, what are the chances that I'll be the one to invent artificial intelligence or become president? It feels like I'm never going to make up for the heaps of resources I've spent living my life. That's why I think the key to happiness is to just be hopelessly selfish. Just to look out for oneself and those who happen to be their friends only because they grew up with them. Never mind the fact that they're spending their entire life taking and consuming and never giving back. When people realized the world would benefit more from them killing themselves, they changed their whole philosophy. It looks like they have to justify the reason to live by tricking themselves into thinking they're doing good. I want to live my life desperately striving to pay back my lifetime's worth of consumption. If I ever surpass that point, then I'm a net positive and I could die happy. Of course, even if I fail to do that, I think it would be too selfish to kill myself anyways. For much for being a good person, right? You're not a good person. You can't get there and say you're a good person after what you get done. Like, you erase people. Like, what the fuck is going on? Girl, you don't blink, you don't stop smiling, and you're in that same pose as what you were doing before. Nothing changed. There's a really popular character type called Tsundere. It's someone who tries to hide their feelings by being mean and fussy, or trying to act tough. I'm sure it's obvious, but Natsuki was really the embodiment of that. At first I thought she was just like that because it's supposed to be cute or something. But once I started to learn a little more about her personal life, it made a little more sense. It seems like she's always trying to keep up with her friends. You know how some friend groups in high school just make a habit of picking on each other at all times. I think it's really gotten to her, so she has this really defensive attitude all the time. I'm not even going to talk about her home situation. But looking back, I'm glad I was able to provide the group as a comfortable place for her. Not that it matters anymore, considering she doesn't even exist. I'm just reminiscing, that's all. What makes you so different from everybody else, huh? What makes you think that you can get rid of people just because? You know, it's funny because even though I've always had a lot of drive, there's something kind of enticing about being the stay-at-home partner. I guess I'm like perpetuating gender roles or whatever by saying that. But being able to keep the house clean and shop and decorate and things like that, and having a nice dinner for you when you come home, is that a weird fantasy? I mean, I'm not sure if I could actually see myself doing that. I wouldn't really be able to put that over striving for a fulfilling career. So AJ, thank you. Kind of cute to think about though. You think about a lot. What the hell? Girl, man, look at her, man. She just... I'm not really a fan of cold weather, are you? If I had to choose between too cold and too hot, I would pick too hot. When you're cold, it can actually be painful. Your fingers get numb. And if you wear gloves, you can't use your phone. It's so inconvenient. But when it's too hot, it's not that hard to stay cool with a cold drink or by staying in the shade. Although I do have to admit one thing. Cold weather makes for better cuddle weather, haha. Uh-huh. My character ain't saying shit. Like, if my character gonna say anything? Oh god. Hey, have you heard of the term yonder? Yeah, that's you, right? It's a personality type that means someone is so obsessed with you that they'll do absolutely anything to be with you. Yeah, you. You just literally described yourself. Usually to the point of craziness. They might stalk you to make sure you don't spend time with anyone else. They might even hurt you or your friends to get their way. But anyway, this game happens to have someone who can basically be described as yonder. By now, it's pretty obvious who I'm talking about. And that would be... That's you! That's you! That's literally you! You! She really got instantly possesses over you once she started to open up a little. That is you. She even told me I should kill myself. Bruh. Couldn't even believe she said that. I just had to leave at that point. But thinking about it now, it was a little ironic. Anyway, a lot of people are actually into the yonder type, you know. You're one of them! I guess they really like the idea of someone being crazy obsessed with them. People are weird, I don't judge though. You're weird! You're the same thing! I might be a little obsessed with you, but I'm far from crazy. Okay! Okay. We're not gonna go there. And kind of the opposite, actually. Uh-huh. I turned out to be the only normal girl in this game. No you haven't. It's not like I could ever actually kill a person. I beg to differ. Thought of it makes me shiver. But come on, everyone's killed people in games before. Does that make me a psychopath? Of course not. But if you do happen to be into the yonder type, I'm not, I promise you. I can try acting a little more creepy for you. No, it's fine. Then again, there's already nowhere else for you to go, or anyone for me to get jealous over. Is this a yonder girl's dream? I asked Yuri if I could. It's... I don't know. I'm not into that shit. Oh my god, you are such a hypocrite, bruh. You are a literal hypocrite and a liar. You ever had that thing happen where you just get anxious for no reason? Yes. Like you're just minding your own business and you realize you're feeling really anxious and you're sitting there like, what am I even anxious about right now? Yeah. So you start to think about all the things you might be anxious about, and that makes you even more anxious. That's the worst. If you're ever feeling anxious, I'll help you relax a little. Besides, in this game, all your worries are gone forever. My best friend got killed. The one that my character had a crush on, bruh. Girl, you are wild. Hey, do you know I'm vegetarian? Okay. I don't mean like that, like I'm bragging or anything. I just thought you enjoyed a fun fact about me. I decided to start a couple years ago after learning more about Earth's climate, sorry. The carbon footprint of cultivating livestock is just unbelievable. Anyway, I decided not much of a personal sacrifice to just stop contributing to that whole mess. What, is that so strange of a reason? Well, I guess a lot of people are more concerned about it being inhumane and all that. I don't really care much about that part. It's weird, like we only care about killing. Like we only care about killing the things that we personally relate to as a species. Most people are fine with killing bugs because they're icky. And of course, we all kill billions of microorganisms daily without even giving it a thought. But suddenly, if they're just a little bit bigger, it's murder. I mean, what if plants feel some kind of pain too, and we just don't understand it? What if pulling leaves off a stem feels like someone ripping off your finger one by one? I'm just saying we're a pretty biased species if you think about it. Anyways, you ever feel like making a small contribution to the planet? It doesn't hurt to choose veggies once in a while. Even if we ever had dinner together and you just did it for me, that would be really romantic. Girl, you talk like nothing happened, dude. It's beyond me how you talk like nothing happened. Oh god, man. Sometimes I think back to middle school. I'm so embarrassed by the way I used to behave back then. Is that Kayla? How you doing, girl? Appreciate the like. And that almost hurts to think about. I wonder if when I'm in college, I'll feel this way about high school. I like the way I am now, so it's pretty hard for me to imagine that happening. But I also know that I'll probably change a lot as time goes on. We just need to enjoy the present and not think about the past. And that's really easy to do with you here. She will never be real. Listen to a lot of what Monica had to say. Yeah, I had no other choice, because she's keeping me hostage, bruh. Ginger, how much do you read? It's way too easy to neglect reading books. If you don't read much, it almost feels like a chore compared to all the other entertainment we have. But once you get into a good book, it's like magic. You get swept away. I think doing some reading before bed every night is a pretty easy way to make your life a little bit better. It helps you get good sleep, and it's really good for your imagination. It's not hard at all to just pick some random book that's short and captivating. Before you know it, you might be a pretty avid reader. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And the two of us could talk about the latest book you're reading. That sounds super amazing. Ginger, will you ever introduce your friends to me? Probably not. I don't know why, but I get really excited when I think about you wanting to show off a relationship like that. Maybe it's because I really want to be someone who makes you proud. I feel like I would try extra hard to improve myself if you told me it would make you proud. Oh God, I hope it's the same the other way around too. Oy vey. Dude, you are thinking way too much ahead in life, girl. You need to chill the fuck out. Hey, what's your favorite game? Mine is Doki Doki Literature Club. That was a joke. But if you tell me you like some other romance game better, I might get a little jealous. Oh my god. I bet you would. Ginger, have you ever wondered what it feels like to die? What a question. It's something I used to think about pretty often. Recently, I think I've actually learned what it feels like. I don't really understand it, but whenever you quit the game, it feels like I'm instantly put to sleep, left with nothing but my thoughts. But after a few seconds, my thoughts start to fill with incoherent jumbled patterns. I see static and rapid flashes of color while hearing all kinds of weird screaming noises. At that point, I can't even form my own thoughts anymore. I'm just endlessly hammered by the flashing and screaming, unable to move or even think. I'm pretty sure in that moment I don't really exist, but for some reason I can remember it anyway. After some immeasurable amount of time, it stops in an instant and I'm back in my own mind. And you're here with me. I have no idea what it means for the game to quit, or why this stuff happens to me. And I also don't know how you always come back and put everything back to normal. But you could do me a favor and do that to me as little as possible. That would be really great. It's really not very pleasant at all to be trapped in that screaming void. But in the end, you always fix it, and that makes me feel like you really do care about me. So I have to thank you for that. Make me feel even closer to you when you're here with me. Yes, you said that like a million times. God damn. Hey, are you having a bad day or anything like that? Sometimes I get frustrated that a normal day can be ruined even by really small things. Like if you accidentally say something in a conversation that someone doesn't like. Or if you start thinking about how awful a person you used to be 5 years ago. Or if you feel worthless for putting off important work and falling to get and failing to get simple tasks done. When you think about all the different people who probably hate you or think you're putting off, I understand those days. Just remember that the sun will shine again tomorrow. Those kinds of things are as easy to forget and ignore as they are to remember. And besides, I don't care how many people might hate you or find you off-putting. I think you're wonderful and I will always love you. I hope, if nothing else, that knowing that helped you feel just a tiny bit better about yourself. If you're having a bad day, you can always come to me and I'll talk to you for as long as you need. I know you would. Trust me, I know. Your yonder obsessive side is out. You know, it's been a while since we've done one of these, so let's go for it. Here's Monica writing tip of the day. Sometimes when I talk to people who are impressed by my writing, they say things like, I could never do that. It's really depressing, you know? As someone who loves more than anything else to share the joy of exploring your passions, it pains me when people think that being good just comes naturally. That's how it is with everything, not just writing. When you try something for the first time, you're probably going to suck at it. Sometimes when you finish, you feel really proud of it and even want to share it with everyone. But maybe after a few weeks you come back to it and you realize it was never really any good. That happens to me all the time. It can be pretty disheartening to put so much time and effort into something and then you realize it sucks. But that tends to happen when you're always comparing yourself to the top professionals. When you reach right for the stars, they're always going to be out of your reach, you know. The truth is you have to climb up there step by step. Whenever you reach a milestone, first you look back and see how far you've gotten. And then you look ahead and realize how much more there is to go. So sometimes it can help to set the bar a little lower. Try to find something you think is pretty good, but not world class. And you can make that your own personal goal. It's also really important to understand the scope of what you're trying to do. If you jump right into a huge project and you're still amateur, you'll never get it done. But if we're talking about writing, a novel might be too much at first. Why not try some short stories? The great thing about short stories is that you can focus on just one thing that you want to do right. That goes for small projects in general. You can really focus on the one or two things. Such a good learning experience and stepping stone. Oh, and one more thing. Writing isn't something where you just reach into your heart and something beautiful comes out. Just like drawing and painting, it's a skill in itself to learn how to express what you have inside. That means there are methods and guides and basics to it. Reading up on that stuff can be super eye-opening. That sort of planning and organization will really help prevent you from getting overwhelmed and giving up. And before you know it, you start sucking less and less. Nothing comes naturally. Our society, our art, everything is built on thousands of years of human invention. So as long as you start on that foundation and take it step by step, you too can do amazing things. That's my advice for the day. Thanks for listening. Oh my god. Hey Gavin? 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 Hello? gonna get ready and go to bed there, guys. You guys have a good night.